Well, today, everybody, in this video, I want to walk you guys through how I physically prepare and train for a tour. You know, ever since the world opened back up, I've been able to tour around the country several times, and give or take 2.5, 3 weeks, I'll be touring around the country once again. I'll be playing with For the Fallen Dreams, who's direct support for Monuments, so I'm super stoked for this tour, big opportunity, right? But I've got some preparing to do. So today's video is all about how I physically train and get my body ready for an extensive and just kind of grueling lifestyle that is the road. And like I said, I've honestly been able to tour rather rapidly and quickly with a bunch of different bands. And like I said, man, this will be now my third tour in 18 months. And yeah, I've kind of got it figured out and down to a science. So I feel as though I can speak on this and just, you know, give some insight and try to help you guys out, okay? Not to mention, you guys are always asking for fitness tips. This isn't a fitness channel, but, you know, it is a part of my lifestyle and my overall aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah. Anyway, man, enough rambling. Let's start talking. So, the first thing you got to worry about is diet and nutrition. Doesn't matter how many push-ups or pull-ups you can do. If your diet is it doesn't matter, man. I'm personally not a nutritionalist, but I will tell you this. Every single morning, I have a cup of oatmeal, 1 banana, and a protein shake. And then for lunch and dinner, I have some sort of meat and greens. That's pretty much it, man. Whether it's chicken and broccoli, or chicken and spinach, steak and green beans, something like that. But I refrain from any sugary drinks. I haven't had a soda since like 2008. I don't eat candy. I don't drink any sort of energy drinks like Monster or Red Bull, really. And I very rarely even have something like a Gatorade or anything like that. It's strictly water for me.
Xander, our rhythm guitar player, is in the front usually. He is a super fitness freak. He has a lot of these super healthy stuff. He's got fruit and everything.
Not telling you how to do it or if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's personally what's worked for me over the last, give or take, 10, 15 years ever since I've been working out, okay? And in terms of supplements, in my opinion, I think are overhyped and overrated. I think the supplement industry is really a scam. Unless you're doing steroids, nothing will ever really beat just real food as a nutritional supplement. Meaning there is no magic powder or pill that will make you bigger, faster, and stronger. It's all about hard work and eating clean and sticking to your diet, okay? With that being said, I have been known to take a lot of pre-workout in my day, and I still kind of dabble with it off and on, but in my opinion, you can get the same desired effect as just a plain old black coffee. Now, the workout itself, I'm going to tell you this right now, cardio is king. When you're playing on stage and when you're traveling from city to city, and it's a whole bunch of hurry up and wait, and you're losing sleep, and you're not really eating well or eating at all, your cardio is what's going to carry you through an extended period of time on the road. There's no more helpless feeling that when you're trying to do a task, whether it's like sports or performing on stage or something like that, there's no more helpless feeling than being completely gassed and winded and just like unable to catch your breath in the moment. That's when things start to spiral out of control and you just feel that like super tense like fight or flight response of like, I can't catch my breath, slow down, and it just never works, right? Like you just spiral out of control, right? I've been there in sports, you know, when I used to play a lot of sports in my life, but as I continue to work on my conditioning and my cardio, that feeling has since vanished from my life. Now, I'm not really doing anything incredibly physically demanding anymore, but just, you know, stick it to like playing a show live on stage, your heartbeat and your adrenaline is going a million miles an hour. And with all the different variables going on around you, that is like your equipment failing, crazy crowds, unable to hear yourself, if you have like a poor sound system, you know, if you're not running in-ears or something like that, if you're relying on the sound guy, there's a lot of different variables that will come into your situation and try to with you, basically. But the one thing you can control is your conditioning, your breathing, your overall heart rate on stage. And the more conditioned you are prior to going on tour, the better off you'll be. When I'm training for a tour, I always like to add 20 to 30% more of the set time and or run time on stage to my cardio routine. Meaning, this run that I'm about to go on is a 10-song set list, which is, if I do the math correctly, that's give or take 35 to 40 minutes on stage. So I'm doing an hour of cardio almost every single day. To me, that mentally just prepares me that like I can go well beyond the desired runtime of being on stage, and I can go past that and go even harder and faster while I'm in that condensed period of time on stage. Now, my cardio just mostly consists of interval training on the treadmill, where it'll be like a slight incline with a little bit of walking and, you know, I wouldn't even call it running, but jogging, just like 5 minutes of jogging, 5 minutes of walking, 5 minutes of jogging, 5 minutes of walking on like a 0.5 or a 1% incline, you know, on the treadmill, whatever you want to call that. And my speed ranges from like 3.5 miles an hour to like 5 miles an hour. I'm not sprinting, I'm not running hard. I'm just constantly taking a break, walking, and then going for it a little bit harder. You know, a nice little jog, we'll say, at like 5.5 miles an hour, then backing it off. And just constantly doing that back and forth for give or take an hour. So if anything else, man, your cardio is what's going to get you through a tour. And then from there, in terms of any sort of weight training or any sort of resistance training, this is not the time to want to bulk up and or like pack on a whole bunch of size and weight. If anything, you want to do the exact opposite, or at the very least, just maintain your physique getting ready for a tour. Now, I'm not a big dude. I'm currently sitting at like 160, 165, depending on the day. But like, I'm not trying to pack on size right now. I'm trying to maintain, and if anything, get down to like 155, 158, something like that. And how I'm doing that is just incredibly lightweight and a lot of reps. Now, I filmed 2 workouts for this video right here that I'll show you guys. The first one was kind of a push day, like a chest and shoulders day, and then the second one was full on legs day, okay? If you guys have been following my Instagram story, you guys know I can do a lot of pull-ups. I can do anywhere from like 20 to 25. That's just something I'm really good at. So like that mentality carries over to like bench press and shoulder presses and lat raises and front raises and squats, etc. At the bare minimum, it's 10 reps. Like I'll stick with 10 reps for like squats, as I've had 2 hip surgeries in the last couple of years. So like I'm not really trying to squat all that much anymore. At the very least, in terms of rep range, I just try to keep it at the minimum of 10, but I try to shoot anywhere from like 15 to 20. Like I said, man, this is not the time to bulk up and trying to like become a bodybuilder or a power lifter. And one final piece of advice in terms of legs, I try to do some sort of leg exercise almost every single day, just as much as I try to do cardio almost every single day. The reason being, for me personally, when I play, I like to use my legs a lot. I like to get in these like kind of weird crouch stances as well. I like to you know, channel my inner nu metal kid and, you know, do the whole nu metal stance. It's just how I like to play and, you know, what I like to do on stage. So like my legs are heavily taxed, I guess we'll say, when I'm on stage. Like I use them a lot, not to mention I'm jumping, running around, all the above. So like I need my legs to be conditioned. I don't need them to be big and strong. I just need them to be conditioned, and there's a difference. So by doing some sort of leg exercise every day, whether it's calf raises, leg extensions, air squats, bar squats, something like that, just legs every single day, you know, very lightweight, you know, because you don't want to overtrain and hurt yourself, but every single day I try to do some sort of leg exercise, okay? And that, everybody, is pretty much it on how I prepare for a tour. A lot of lightweight, a lot of reps, and just try to keep in mind that like you're going to perform in front of people. People are paying money to see you, so you better be ready and you better be conditioned to deliver the show. Like I said a couple minutes ago, there's going to be a whole bunch of different factors. You're going to get sick. You're going to be tired. You're not going to be eating. Your shit's going to break. All the above, right? Like there's so many factors when being on tour that are essentially out of your control. So what you can control on tour is how well you prepare your body physically prior to even going out on the tour. Therefore, when all these outside factors come into your life, the one thing that'll never fail and never, you know, be a problem would be your overall physical health and condition. And that's pretty much it, everybody. Yeah, some fitness related content. You know, I know a lot of you guys are asking for it. So I wanted to throw this video in today. Hope it helped out somebody along the way. And if not, that's cool too, man. But I know a lot of you guys have been asking for workout tips and stuff like that. So yeah, man, this is like essentially a crash course into how I prepare for a tour. And yeah, hope you guys learned something, okay? With that being said, everybody, I'll see you guys out on the road, man. I'm going to be leaving here like 20 days from now, give or take. So I got to rehearse here and then go rehearse in Chicago. And then it's off, heading westward, all right? So with that being said, everybody, subscribe if you want to. I really sincerely appreciate it. And yeah, man, see you guys in the next video, okay? Later.